All right. Well, I was going to wait till she got off my lap, but that's not going to happen. So we're just going to start the recording. Team Integrity, welcome to our Monday night team call. Before we get into our content, I have a super exciting announcement. We wanted to kick off this call with some really amazing recognition, and it is official. Our very own Amanda Pike has landed herself in the top 100 in the entire company with the Dash to Disney promotion, which means she won the whole thing. So she gets the park passes, the resort hotel, $1,000 in travel cash. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, and even $250 as a gift from Jeff and I, just for being so proud of you. My favorite part of this whole thing is that Amanda really, you guys, every time you would ask her about this or be so excited for her, she completely recognizes how much of this happened because of getting to work with Jenny for the last few months. And so her family is sharing their park hopper passes with Jenny's family so they can go to Disney World together. And we're so excited for them. So this promotion, you guys, it was so crazy cool. But I am so proud of you, Amanda, for representing our team in this very elite group of people going to Disney. Like, every time I would check the leaderboard, I'm like, look at all these millionaires, like, dotting the top 100, and there's our Amanda right in there with them. And so it was just so cool to see. And I probably second only to Amanda, Jeff and I were checking that leaderboard like every day. We're just like,
can we cheer for her?
What's that? Yes, I know. So Amanda.
Awesome, Amanda. It's a big deal. Good job.
Super big deal. And what I think is even cooler, like, this is just such a God thing. It's like a completely amazing timing because Jet's first birthday is during or right after the trip? During the trip. So Jet was 1 in Disney World, and Lizzie, Jenny's little girl, turns 1 right before the trip, right?
I love it.
I know, it's so cute. So they'll get to celebrate their baby's first birthdays in Disney World with their 2 little families, which is so much fun to create memories with these little nuggets. So anyways, we have so many goodies for you guys tonight, so we're going to jump into it. But you all, for being on this call tonight, you get an exclusive sneak peek into some things that are going to be launched at New Year Kickoff as far as like systems go, and even a special gift from corporate for our team. And we have a very special guest, which some of you have already gotten to hear from. But Amanda's actually going to kick off this call for us and bring on our special guest. So Amanda, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. And maybe Jenny and I are insane for bringing 1-year-olds to Disney World. We'll find out. But we have our husbands to help. While Jenny and I go ride Splash Mountain, they could be on the kiddie rides.
Flying Dumbos, the Flying Dumbos.
Exactly. So anyway, just for the first part of the call, we're going to talk about events and specifically New Year Kickoff. NYKO is coming up. It's literally around the corner. And it's so important to get yourself to events, but I particularly love NYKO. I think it's my favorite event. Celebration is really fun because it's a celebration. It's a lot of glitz and glamour and explosions, literally pyro and stuff like that. But I like NYKO because it's a really great combination of inspirational, motivational, let's learn about the culture of the company, let's celebrate each other, but also like, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. It's the beginning of the year. They always announce new products, and they also announce new business training systems. Rachel's going to go through that in a little bit. But what I wanted to do is introduce Cindy Hedges. Cindy is an amazing, amazing ray of sunshine that if you haven't not met her, you will meet her at NYKO, so there's another reason to go. But she has been with the company for 12 years, you guys, like from the very beginning, essentially. And she is, her stats I have them written down here. She is a 9-star platinum, 8-star crystal executive. So if you don't know what those numbers mean, look them up. It means she makes insane residual income, and she's helped a lot of people make insane residual income. She's helped 8 personally enrolled people become crystal executives. So that's huge. But what you may not know is that she did it, it's been a journey. She started 12 years ago. She has 8 kids, and 7 of them were at home while she was really building this business and getting it off the ground. And most of them were teenagers when she was attending events, and she's going to share a little bit about that. She's one of our Isagenix millionaires, and she also happens to be Rachel's aunt, if I didn't mention that, but that's why a lot of us call her Aunt Cindy, even though she's not our aunt, but she's the Aunt Cindy. And then her awesome husband, Mike, who's here with her. They're both in Michigan visiting family, and they've taken the time to be on our call because if you are even a little bit on the fence about any event, but especially NYKO, we want them to share just some of their experiences. And even Cindy and Mike, talk about the sacrifices that you've had to make, with childcare or expenses or time. Like, Mike was working a full-time job when you guys started this. So we would just love to hear a little bit about the importance of like what our team can expect from going to the events, and just, anything that you would tell someone who's like on the fence or just not sure what to expect.
You bet. Well, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Amanda. We love you, and we are so truly blessed to have you on our team, and you are a rock star. I am so excited for you and Jenny. Michael and I both are. It's fantastic. It's so, so awesome. You worked hard. You earned this, and we're thrilled that you're going. So good job. And guys, I think both of us, Michael is going to share too, but we would tell you that one of the most important things that you can do in your business to create success is to get yourself and your teams to events. I mean, bar none. Because we can never, even though you have amazing trainers and Rachel and Amanda and Carity and Jeff and the leadership on your team, it doesn't matter how great of trainers we are, we cannot do for you what an event will do for you, for your heart, for your mind, for your belief, for your connection with the company, and just the resonating with the mission of this company. And I mean, in truth, and we say it all the time, there's no other company in the whole world like Isagenix. And it's the truth. We're in Michigan here, and we love being home, but this is an area that needs Isagenix so much. And people are they just are like blinded, like they just can't see it. They're apathetic about their health. They just do what they know. They're not open. And if I can just encourage you in any way, do everything you can to bust through all those barriers that might be preventing you or seem like an obstacle to getting there. Like Amanda said, we did for years. I mean, we had to leave kids at home every time, even till this last event. We were just in Arizona for the Platinum Retreat. Just as we were leaving town, we had some family issues happen that were really, really challenging. And we still had to get on that plane and fly. And you know what? Guess what? When we get home, everybody's still there and everything's still fine, and we can deal with the issue then. And when we first got started financially, it was challenging. But I want to encourage you, as you're beginning to build this business, the money that you're making, you need to reinvest in your business. That's what we did. That first year, that first 9 months, we made about $26,000, almost $27,000. But we spent $27,000 to $29,000 in trips and events and products, and we took that money and we reinvested it. I took people with me to events. Michael was 100% supporting me, giving me time, giving me the ability to do it, and I'm so grateful, because it's like the parable of the sower. Like, you go out and you're scattering seed. It's like you're sowing into your own field, and if you're not sowing into your field, there will be no harvest. And events are one of the best ways that you can sow into the success of your business and the success of your people, is getting to events. So, I mean, and like Amanda said, it kicks off the first of the year. They'll launch our brand new 2019. There's going to be new products, new training systems. There's a great new training system that I know you guys are already starting to roll out. Super simple. And they've got some dynamite promotions that we're privy to that are coming down the pike that are going to be really super exciting. So you want to be there. You want to be part of all that fun. You want to be part of the culture, just experiencing everything that this company is all about, building your belief, spending time and connecting with your teams. In truth, I think it's the most fun part about building this business are the events and all the fun time that we have together as a team. So that's my take on it. You have to get yourself there. Seriously, you do not want to be left behind.
All right. You want my input now? So number one, we invested a lot of the initial income that we made back into our business. Everybody has different financial places that they're starting from. And we were in debt and we needed the income, but we saw that it was necessary for us to reinvest in order to grow. But you don't have to reinvest all your money.
No.
I mean, if you have a need financially, then for sure take care of those things first. That's the beauty of this business.
Well, can I just say something? Because we did reinvest like the amount of money that we spent, but because we got so many great write-offs because of our home-based business, we got a huge tax return that year. And that's how I was able to buy my little convertible cash. So, I mean, what could be better?
It all works out, doesn't it? The other thing I would say is that I was in the corporate world for 25 years. And in the corporate world, we had meetings we had to go to. Every quarter, we would fly to Dallas or Orlando or something. It was always inconvenient. And I was always leaving a ton of projects behind, but it was mandatory that we go. And I see the wisdom in what they did. So I worked for a big pharmaceutical company, and yeah, we got training while we were there, but what it did for us is number one, it built our belief, and that's what these meetings do. This is a belief business. It's not, oh, I'm great at sales business, oh, I'm a master communicator business. You know, it is a belief business. If you're a belief, ignorance on fire, they call it, when somebody is just so excited about a company, a product, that they just share it with everybody, those people are successful. And so it's the primary thing that you build at these events is that and community. You're going to be meeting Jimmy Smith. You might bump into, Susan Sly or Tanya Kirkpatrick or Trudy Maples at one of the meetings, or if you don't know them, we can introduce you.
Yeah.
And that way you feel like you're part of something bigger. Because that is, I think, by far, but more than money, more than a health thing, is people are looking to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. They want to be a part of something that's changing the world. And Isagenix is doing that. So you go to the meetings and you're hearing everything, the direction we're going. I mean, we're $1 billion a year company now, and their goal is to be a $3 to $5 billion a year company. In a few years, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of growth. You feel like, oh my gosh, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
So aside from all the training you're going to get and everything else.
And all the fun.
And all the fun, which is Cindy's a yellow, so fun's important to her. But I saw the wisdom in when they used to do it with us, because we'd go and we felt like we were a part of something bigger than just our little territory, which was just us. And our manager would visit every 6 weeks. But other than that, we were on our own all the time. And you just kind of lose track of, what am I doing? Why am I doing it?
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important that you get there. And I've had a lot of new people at the meetings. They'll come up to me and they have some sort of contest that they're running. Like, talk to a leader and ask them what their big tip is. One tip that you can take away. So they always ask me, for a new person, what would you recommend the thing that you do? And I said, be a product of the product and get to all of the events. They're like, what else? I'm like, nope, that's it. That's where you start. That's where you start. The belief in the product, that it works in you and that you have something to say to people, a testimony, and that you go and you see, wow, this is a huge deal. This isn't just some guys in a garage making some shake and trying to make some money. This is a part of changing the world. So that's what I always recommend to people, and that's why everybody should be there.
What are some awesome, no, like 100%. And I can say that because I've been to some events now. And when I went to an event very early on in my build, and it was like, once you go to one, you're addicted and you want to go to all of them. That FOMO is definitely there. What are some things you guys can share after you went to any event or several events? What changed within yourself, and what has changed with your business? Or what did you notice change within yourself and change within your business?
I'll just start with that since I'm on a roll. So I remember going to the first ICU. So Cindy had been going for a couple of years. I had not gone to any of the meetings yet. I mean, I was really busy and I had my own meetings to go to. So it was really kind of a tough thing. And with 7 kids at home, it was really extra tough. But I remember going, and Susan Sly was on stage, and she was like, everybody get up and dance. And I'm like corporate. I'm like all up here, like, this does not compute. I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, I knew it was going to be like this. And so, I go along, I'm learning stuff. I'm getting kind of excited though. I mean, like, okay, this is legit. I'm pretty interested in this. Then I went to A Good to Great, which was David Wood's program. I don't know if he does it anymore, but it was, okay, so way out of the comfort zone for me, corporate minded. And really what I learned is to go from all up here down to my heart. And the person that I was created to be is way more heart than I am intellect or thought or, and everything I was trying to analyze everything and compute it in my brain. And when I just got, able to just kind of let that go and be in my heart. Then I went, I'm like, hey, get me on stage. Where can I dance? Calvin's already there. Calvin and David Wood are like brothers from another mother. So, but that's really what it did for me, is that those meetings really helped me to see that I don't have to live in a place where all I'm doing is parsing data and trying to figure out, little details of every single product. Is I can go and I can enjoy the people. I can, use all the gifts and talents that God has given me for his glory, but I can just be myself again. It really, I'm a different person than that first meeting that I went to with Susan Sly, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So, and for me, I mean, I've been to so many events now, obviously, for so many years, but I was at my first event within 3 weeks of starting Isagenix. So within 3 weeks of putting the product in my body, I had an amazing experience in that first, 11-day, 9-day fast start. Felt amazing. And then within a week later, I was at Celebration in Vegas, and I had the opportunity to meet Jim and Kathy Coover, hear them share their hearts, their vision for the company. I just fell in love with them. And then to hear John Anderson really go through how Isagenix even came to be, how he formulated it, what his heart was, just hearing his passion and being exposed to that. And what it did for me personally was, there's a lot of great things in life, really good things that you can do, but it can take you away from God's best in your life. So for me, I needed to know, is this something that's real? Number one, is it going to be worth my time? And is it my calling? Is it what God was leading me towards? Or is it just something that I can do and refer here and there? But if I'm going to really dive into it, I needed to really know, is it the real deal? I needed to know that. And I could not have known that without really in my soul, without going to that event. And that's what events will do. So I came back and I knew that this was not only something so special and changing people's lives, and it was changing our lives, but it was a vehicle that God was giving me to make a difference in our family. And so that's what that will do for you. And as you continue to go to events, because we didn't just go to one event, 2 months later, I was at another event, Isagenix University, where I was getting educated on the products, educated on the business. It's a lot of personal growth. It's a journey. It's not a one and done thing. And so in Isagenix, we have 4 core events that we do, and all of us need to do those 4 every year and more. If you have new people as leaders, I take people all the time. I've been to David Wood's UIA, University in Action, I've probably been to 15 UIAs, and it's super interactive, but I go now for what I can give. I want to be a leader in the room that can inspire and help and cast a vision for somebody that's brand new, sitting there just like I was, wondering, could this be real? Could this be for our family? And so there's just so layer upon layer upon layer of what it is. But you start going to events, you get your new people to events as soon as they really get started and they want to build, even if they don't know they want to build. It's a way to get them in front of who we are as a company, cast a vision, ignite that passion, and then just turn them loose and see what they can do. And of course, we walk beside them the whole way, but that's what events will do. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys feel the energy? This is genuine energy because they've been to a bunch of the events, but even if you've only been to one event, even if it's just a local, you think about even if you just go to a tasting party and you're just around other like-minded people who are excited about what you're excited about, it really does ignite this, this motivation and passion and inspiration. So, and one thing that Cindy mentioned, which I want to touch on, is sometimes I heard this, I don't know if it was David Wood or someone said, sometimes you need the event and sometimes the event needs you. And so think about that. That gives me goosebumps when I think about it because, at Celebration, when there's 16,000 people in the room, you may feel like, okay, this event, I'm soaking in this event, but even at a smaller, like an ISAU or a UIA or a Super Saturday or a tasting party, sometimes the event needs you. You may connect with somebody. You may sit next to somebody and you guys are sharing your stories and you're really connecting, you're feeling inspired, or you're motivating, inspiring someone else. Or thinking about when you can bring, Rachel has always said this, when she brings new people to an event and she gets to watch them experience the event for the first time. It's so exciting. And even though Cindy's been to 15 UIAs, why does she keep going? Because she keeps learning new things. You hear differently each time you go. So so that's amazing. And okay, I had one additional question, and I know that, I don't know if did Jeff leave the room? Is he still in the room? Oh, he is. Okay. So I know this is something that will motivate Jeff. It motivates myself. It motivates Jenny, I know for sure, and probably a few of you other guys. What are some fun perks that you get to get at events when you hit 3-star and you hit platinum and you get to go to some of these invite parties and events? Rachel, I mean, Carrie and myself are starting to get a taste of that, but maybe you could just let us peek behind the curtain a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Isagenix is so good about all the little things. I will tell you, in truth, they just, like, I never really thought that gifts or recognition was really a big deal or that it would really matter to me very much, but it does. It's amazing when people are so like in tune with what you're doing and thoughtful of you and just appreciate you and all the little fun perks. And one of the most fun perks I think that we have had, is when they created the Platinum Lounge, when we maxed out.
Platinum Lounge rocks.
This is Mr. Platinum Lounge right
I'm
here.
a lounge lizard. What can I say?
But here's why they did it, and it's so amazing. So they literally, and they do it now for Club 6 too. So when you hit 6 figures, when you hit 3-star, you qualify to be a part of Club 6. And that's like right around the corner for Carity and Amanda. I mean, you girls are zooming right to that. Everybody, all of you that I'm looking at right here on the, I know even Jenny, she's like brand new, and Liz, I'm not sure for sure where you're at yet, but like Jacqueline and Calvin, you guys are going to be there too. And it's just a super fun, they just pull out all the stops. It's just a really cool, fun, little special place that you get to go. And what's cool about it is at that level, you're bringing bigger amounts of people with you. So you've got bigger teams and you're getting known and you're wanting to spend that time pouring greatness into people and spending time adding value to people, everybody around you. So a lot of times it's hard to make it through a crowd. So you can't like zip back to your room to get a bar or make a shake or use the restroom or whatever. So you've got your own little special private spot, and they cater food in there, and they've got all kinds of products. They'll make you shakes. You get fun Isa bling. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
I think that the best thing about it is, as you, and Jeff and Rachel can attest to this, as you increase in your level of success within Isagenix, you take part in a different group of people. You are included in a different group of people. So at 3-star, when you're a $100,000 a year or more earner, when you go to the Club 6, everybody in there has a similar achievement, and you're talking to a whole different level of people. But they're people that are your peer group that are hitting the same goals that you're hitting. But there's always something more. There's always someplace more to go. So you're talking to those people about, how can we get to this level? How can we do this? How can we achieve this? And then also, how can we get our friends and our teammates to get in this room with us? So it gives you something to bring people along to, which is the most fun thing of all, is that when you, Amanda, are in that room with them, and that you are at Top Achievers, and that you're enjoying the Bahamas with us.
Yes.
And all those things. And every single person on this call, those things are all there for you.
Yes.
And it may take you 2 or 3 years to get there. So what?
Yeah.
It took us a couple of years to get there, but by the time we got there, we've never not been there, and we just continue to keep going. But we have so many great relationships. Some of our best friends in the entire world now are people that we met that were achieving the same things we were achieving. We're just networking with them. How can we improve? How can we get better? How can we help our teams get better? And so it's just a great thing. They provide this. The company does recognition like no other, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, you guys. Carity and I got to experience it at Celebration. They did the One Sweet Summer. I'm looking at my plaque over there. One Sweet Summer, where if you enroll 10 people in the month of June, you got to go to the special VIP thing where you got to meet the owners. They had, oh my gosh, they had these like lemonades with like e-shots in them on these cute little fancy trays they were handing out. They had live music, really cool photo op space, and I got to bring a +1, which is like, because they want you to sell, like,
Right.
They want to celebrate you. So even if recognition is not your thing, like we all want to celebrate you. Isagenix wants to celebrate you. Soak it up. You've achieved some great things. So that was really, really fun. Rachel Carity, we've invited a bunch of people to, this year was a white party, which is like when you hit executive, Crystal Executive, you get invited to the Crystal Executive reception. And that was so fun. They had ice sculptures, like with the Isagenix logo, and they had like a DJ, and oh my gosh, so much fun. There's a start party where if you're 18 to 35, I forget the other requirements. Oh, if you're an executive and you're in the start age group, they have their own party. They rented out like the whole saloon, and we got to go line dancing, but you get to bring your team with you. So it's like, it's super fun. Let's celebrate each other. Isagenix pulls out all the stops. This is just like at like these lower levels. They have a top 50 like invite only reception dinner, which is like, I think they like rented out the whole, like where the Hornets, or the Hornets play, like the whole NBA.
Last year, yes, it was amazing. We were down on the floor where the team plays, and like it was all lit up with Isagenix. They had all of our names flashing through the big screen and pictures, and a private shopping experience. Like the girls, it was Kendra Scott, and I can't remember what the guys were, but you can pick out a gift. And I mean, it's just, it's endless. It's endless. It really is. It's so lavish. That's what it is. It's unlike anything you're going to experience in any other place in life. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not a company that you're going to work for or work with that's going to lavish you with all those gifts and just that appreciation. Isagenix, and you know what, guys, just like Amanda said, it's okay to be recognized. This is not an easy business. It's a simple business, but it's not an easy business. And a lot of times, and the reason that the events are important too, because they create tangibility around it too, that you can know for sure that you're in partnership with thousands of people that have the same vision, and you're not crazy even when you're taking a bunch of no's and people don't get it because they're just blind to it. You know, that it's a real opportunity. It's an amazing company, and there's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. And Isagenix is so generous in the way that they just remind you of how amazing you are and how important this is. So it's awesome.
And that's on top of an incredible compensation plan where they just load more money in and they just reward you for making more money. So what I want to glean from this, you guys, is there's something for everybody in terms of events, but with Isagenix. So if you're excited about the science talks, that's why you got to get your butt to NYKO. If you really want to learn from the best business trainers and the best like organizational trainers and personal development trainers, that's why you want to go. If you're just like, I want to experience some, like, I want to be pampered. I really want to be, that next person's plus one at the event, or I want to get myself to some fun meet and greet or VIP thing. That's when you should go. If you just want to dance, have a dance party and meet people and just be around positivity. So many of us need that right now. You guys, we're surrounded by a lot of negativity. I talk to a lot of people every day about this. If you just want to be around happy, healthy, positive people, it's the place to go. It's you guys, you just got to do it. I'll never forget. I think it was 2 years ago when every time Rachel would say, "Oh, do you have your ticket to X event?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can do it." And then it was like, I knew I was going to go. I just had this weird hang up, and it was like, just say yes and figure the rest out later. That's never steered me in the wrong direction with Isagenix. And so anyway, Cindy and Michael, thank you guys so much for sharing everything. I hope you guys could feel their energy. It's genuine. It's so genuine. They are on our team, you guys. I know we just think it's our team. No, Cindy and Mike are like, they enrolled Rachel enrolled me, and then, that's the lineage. They are part of our team, and they are really proud of us.
We are here to serve you guys. We are here to serve you and to partner with you and to help you in any way that we can. We want to do that for you.
We're so lucky to have them on our team. And so anyways, if you guys, Cindy and Mike, if you guys want to stay on, would love it. You guys, please go in the chat if you can and add just like your favorite takeaways, or if you just are excited to see what fabulous dress Cindy's going to be wearing at the next event, let us. Mike is always very well dressed.
Calvin, do you have a shirt on?
No.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, thank you guys so much. Okay, and then Rachel, did you want to show the quick video, or do you think
it's up to you? I mean, I think we can post it in the group, and that'll be good because I think that they nailed it. Caleb has been saying Papa about 300 times.
Ah.
All right. Okay. All right, the kids are gonna go upstairs and take a bath. Thank you. Mike and
He loves you too, Caleb.
Say bye to Cindy.
I love you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much, Mike and Cindy, for pouring into us about events, because New Year Kickoff is going to be so amazing. Like, so amazing that I actually have been fighting my husband on whether or not I get to go, even though I'm going to have a baby the week before. So probably
I think you still need to come.
I agree.
Because I think the baby's coming early and it's going to work out.
I agree. I think so too. You can call my husband and talk to him about that.
I will.
We got his airfare, but I wasn't allowed to buy any, even though I almost did without telling him. So, but New Year Kickoff, you guys, is going to be so incredible. It is easily one of my favorite events, if not my favorite. It's like the perfect size, the perfect length of time. And I mean, even like to go into Phoenix, it's no matter where you are in the country, Phoenix is such an accessible city. So thank you, Amanda and Mike and Cindy, for really casting that vision, because events are what is going to shave off a ton of learning curve if you are really serious about wanting to be successful in this business. Events are a non-negotiable. So get there and you will not regret it. There will be zero regrets. A lot of sacrifice, yes. Regrets, never. So I am really excited to see how New Year Kickoff goes for everybody, especially for those of you where it will be your first New Year Kickoff. That'll be super fun. Okay, so I'm going to do part of the training for tonight. On this new system. Cindy kind of alluded to it, that there's just been so much work in the field, and Isagenix is incredible. They want to know what's working, right? Because they're corporate. As much experience as Jim and Kathy Coover have, they're not in the field like we all are right now. And a lot of the people who are in corporate, they've worked at other, maybe other network marketing companies, or maybe they've done network marketing here and there, but they want to hear from us what's working, what's not working. And that's where a lot of these systems come from, are other associates just like you and me. And so the newest system that they're going to be launching at New Year Kickoff, it's a 2-step system for success. And I gave you guys a little bit of a snapshot in the group, but I'm going to walk you through step 1 tonight. And then we do have some, just like an exciting gift from corporate, and we have just some things that I want to be able to put out there for you guys just as a team. So what I will tell you about this is that in network marketing, duplication is freedom. It's completely freedom. And as most of us know, we are not easily duplicated as people. If you're trying to get other people to duplicate you and what you do, it's going to be frustrating. Trust me, you can ask Cindy, you can ask Amanda, you can ask any of us. Anytime we try to make ourselves duplicatable, it just ends in wall-kicking moments. But systems are duplicatable. Okay, and Isagenix is perfecting and launching this 2-step system, like I said, at New Year Kickoff, but we got access to it early, and so I want to show you so that you guys can start implementing and simplifying now, right? Because who doesn't need that through the holidays, right? I know, especially with the baby coming, I'm like, give me all the simplicity. And I feel like having a new system, it's almost like, do you guys know that feeling when you rearrange all your furniture? It's almost like you walk into a new space and there's new energy and it just feels really good. That's how I feel when I get introduced to a new system. And this isn't new information, but it's a new system on how to use the information, which I really like. So I'm going to show this to you and walk you through it. But here's what I want to tell you first. If you are really serious about your next income goal with Isagenix, and I mean like really serious about wanting more financial options and freedom in your family, I want you to open your mind and make this system a priority. Just give it your energy this week. Really put it to the test. A lot of this is going to feel like, oh, I did this in the very beginning. Your business probably needs it again. I know that's where I've come with it, is as I'm looking through this, there was almost like 2 or 3 steps that I just was like, oh, I can skip that. I can skip that. I've already done that. And I thought, okay, but because I'll be honest with you, my business feels really stagnant right now. And there's a reason for that. So I thought, okay, why not just back to the basics? Why not just back to that brand new energy that we all had when we first started that was super exciting and amazing. And some of you are still really new. So your energy is what we're jealous. We're like, we want that back, because the further that you get into this and the more fun it gets and the more you kind of like figure out your groove with it, I think a lot of things can get lost and we can get almost like indifferent. to wanting to learn and try new things. But this is going to be really exciting. So I went through it myself, and trust me, everyone on this call has time to go through step 1 this week if you're really ready to see some changes in your income. If you're not, that's fine. But I'm looking at all the faces on this call, and I know you guys are ready. And even the people watching the recording, if you're willing to hit play on a recorded team call, you're ready. Okay, so if you're questioning whether or not you're ready, the fact that you're questioning it means that you are. You probably just are afraid of something. And that's okay. You can still do this. Okay, I'm going to make sure this document's available to you in Team Integrity, so you can spend this time being present. Take notes on what I say, not necessarily on what you see, because you will have access to this document as soon as this call's over. So if there's something I say as you're looking at, because I'm going to do a screen share, take notes on what I say, not on what you see. That makes sense? Okay, so pull this up. All right, can I get a thumbs up? Can you guys see this? Perfect. Okay, so this is the document, and it is, I think it's like 6 pages maybe, but I'm just gonna go through system 1. All right, and Cindy, I would love if there's anything that you learned at your platinum retreat when you guys were going through this system that you feel like would be really helpful for us to know. We are okay with having all the secrets, okay? Feel free, we like the secrets on this call. All right, so system 1, how to find and enroll your first 10 customers. Most people on this call have already enrolled their first 10, and even if you haven't, we all need to enroll our next 10. So if you've already enrolled your first 10, think about it as your next 10, right? For some people, it's been a while since you've enrolled 10 people in a short amount of time, like maybe in a 2 or 3 month period of time. So this is gonna be like starting anew, all right? So you're gonna be going through these steps. Step 1, know your why. When I highlight this, can you guys see that I'm highlighting it? Does that show up? Okay, perfect. So you guys know where I'm at. Okay, number 1, know your why. We talk about this a lot, but when's the last time you actually stopped, thought about why you started using the products in the very beginning? And for some of us, that was a long time ago. For Cindy, that was 12 and a half years ago. For me, it was 11 years ago. For Amanda, it was 3 years ago, or 4, 3, what year are we in? It was a long time ago. So when you're thinking about that, why did you initially start using the products? Okay, write that down. I went through this and I literally just took Post-it notes. I don't know if you guys can see my video, but I just took Post-it notes and just like stuck it on the steps as I was going. Okay, if time and money were of no issue, what would you be doing? A lot of us know this already, but when's the last time you actually sat and wrote it down? Not just skimmed over it in your brain, not just made a passing comment to your spouse or to one of your business partners or whatever, but actually sat down and wrote it out with conviction. Okay? When's the last time you did that? Probably for most of us, it's been a long time. It had been a long time for me. In fact, my why has probably been my biggest struggle this whole year, which is crazy because it's step 1. It's step 1. And I know that Cindy can relate to this because when you achieve so much of what, like more than you ever imagined possible, you guys, I've only achieved 4-star. Like I know I have so much further to go, but it like stopped me in my tracks because I thought, well, now what? Now why am I doing this? And of course I'm doing it for all of you, but you also have to know why you're doing it for yourself and for your family. And then why do you want to create more choice for your family? What does that look like? Right? So be thinking about those things and get really, really in touch with and tangible with what this looks like, right? So think about what are those trips you want to take and how's it going to feel when you're able to do X, Y, Z? A lot of you were following my journey this last year when I was able to buy tickets to take my dad to Fenway Park in Boston. And that was something that he'd been dreaming about being able to do, and not even dreaming about. He just assumed it would never happen. And as soon as I heard him say that, I said, I will make this happen for him. And for 4 years, I worked really hard to be able to be in a place where it was like no big deal to spend money on plane tickets, to take him and Caleb across the country to Fenway Park, where we got to hang out with Amanda and Jared and Jet, and we got to go on the field. I mean, all these things that we got to do, I literally thought about as I would go to sleep at night. I would think about what it would feel like to give him those baseball tickets, what it would feel like when he realized I was taking him to Fenway Park and not to a game here in Seattle, or what it would feel like to go there and be on the field. All the things that I thought would happen happened because I'd been dreaming about it for 4 years. Okay, so think about what are those things, those tangible things. And if you don't know, reach out to someone and get some help with this. There's a reason it's step 1. That's a clue. Okay. There is a reason it is step one when you're building this business. Okay. Number 2, writing your list. How many people already have a list anywhere, even if you haven't updated it in forever? Okay. This is a different kind of list. Look at this. You're going to make a list of about 10 family and friends that are closest to you. You're going to tell them what you're doing and why you're doing it and ask for their support. Now, when I see this, I don't take this as you're asking for them to start buying product or asking for them to start buying more product. That can be a part of it. But when I see this, think about yourself as a business owner. You are a viable business owner. You own a business. If you were to start a brick and mortar business and open up a shop somewhere or, do this, that, or the other, would you not tell the 10 people that are closest to you and ask for their support with referrals or ask for their support with, can you please be praying for me? Can you please, do you know anybody who's good with this kind of service or this kind of service? In any way that's going to support your business and help your business be successful, why wouldn't you be asking those people for help? And what I thought was so interesting is when I made my list of 10, a significant portion of the people that I'm closest to are already in Isagenix. And it made me emotional when I made my list because I'm like, I have the best friends. Isagenix has brought so many incredible people into my life, but I love how much closer I feel to Amanda in the last few years than I did for the few years before we started this journey together. I love those types of relationships that I've been able to build. I didn't know Jacqueline and Calvin before Isagenix. I sure know them now, right? And I love that I get to have these people in my life that they're family to me, because same with Carity. Most of you on this call I did not know before Isagenix, other than my aunt, who's known me basically my whole life, and Amanda, who's known me for 20 years. Isagenix is such a gift because of the kinds of people that you get to do life with. And so I love that in my list of 10, what that's going to look like for me is I get to reach out to these people. So this is your clue for some of you. I get to reach out to these people and say, here's what I'm doing, here's why I'm doing it, and I would love your support. And yes, a lot of these people are already in Isagenix, but that does not mean I don't need their support because I'm basically relaunching my business. So for a lot of you who are new, in your list of 10 people who are closest to you, I would encourage you to do this step first. Don't think about, okay, I know I'm going to have to talk to them about Isagenix, so I'm going to change my list. No, be honest with yourself. Who are the 10 people you're closest to? And even if it's scary to talk to them about it, do it anyway. Okay? There are some people I almost left off my list, and I'm like, well, that's cowardly. And I wrote them down anyway. Okay, number 3, a social media post. A lot of us, when we started, had our I'm starting, I'm so excited post. For a lot of you, you've already been using Isagenix for a while, so this doesn't make a ton of sense. But we worked with one of our associates this last week, and we were able to help him craft a post that was really similar to this template because he started a few months ago on products. And so the wording didn't really didn't make sense to him, and it didn't really fit his personality. But we were able to help him craft a power post that I will share in the group so that you guys can see it and tailor it to yourself, because for a lot of you, you've been using product for more than a week. In fact, all of you have been using product for more than a week. In fact, I think Jenny and Andrea are our newest product users, and they're still a few months deep, right? So that will be really helpful for you guys to see that there are other options to do this. But for those of us who've been doing this for 6 months, a year, 4 years, 12 years, whatever that looks like, your social media post can be a new kind of coming out. It's I've been doing this for a while, and here's why I'm doing it now, right? It can look different. You can still do a social media post. So do you guys see how I almost skipped steps 1, 2, and 3? Because I've already done all this, and I've done it in some capacity over the last 4 years. But my business really needs me to restart, really needs to hit the reset button, just like a lot of us do when we do a deep cleanse, right? It's the same for your business. You deep cleanse your body. Sometimes you need to deep cleanse your business. So start with the basics. Go back to the basics. Steps 1, 2, and 3, start there. Okay? And then you're going to go into step 4, where you write a fast start list. This is just a list of 40 people. Boom, boom, boom. Who do you know? Look at these different ideas, these memory joggers. Go through and just make a fast list. You are not making a list of people that you're like, okay, I'm going to reach out to every single one of these people today. It's just let your brain dump on paper and get as many names down as possible in a short amount of time. All right, that's going to be the most effective. And really get good at this, because if you're willing to go through these steps, even if you've already done it, how much more willing are other people going to be to go through these steps who are brand new because you can say, I just did this. This is a brand new system and I just did it. I can show you exactly how to do it. That's what's going to duplicate, okay? Not you saying, oh, 4 years ago or 5 years ago or 6 months ago, I did something like this, and let's just walk through this and you can just do this. Your people will do, 100% of what you don't do and 50% of what you do. You know what I'm trying to say. If you don't do this, your people won't do this. Okay, that's why I did it. That's why I'm like, before I train on this on Monday, I'm going to sit my butt down and I'm going to go through system 1, and I'm going to go through all these steps. And I'm like, I've got my post ready. I didn't want to do it over Thanksgiving weekend because it wouldn't have made sense, but I'm going to do it later this week during a power post time. But everything else is ready to go. So I encourage you guys this week, if you're really serious, take yourself through these steps, even if it feels weird or uncomfortable because you've already been doing this. But I promise you, it's so refreshing. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I got through the end of this, I'm like, this was so nice just to follow step 1, step 2, step 3. It took so much pressure off. It felt so simple. And I'm like, that's exciting to me because then I can go tell somebody brand new, even after 4 years, this felt simple. And it felt really good just to get back to the basics and not complicate it. I'm a good rule follower, so maybe that's why this was easy for me. But I'm like, okay, I'm literally going to do what the paper is telling me to do. Even though in my head I think I know a better way, I just did this, all right? Okay, so the rest of this, pretty self-explanatory. Send a message to your list. So here's a sample. These are guidelines, you guys. If you read this and you're like, I wouldn't say that, that doesn't mean you get to just like, peace out, I'm not going to write anything. No, figure out a different template for yourself. We have so many examples in Team Integrity. We have a verbiage share sheet. We have people throwing their verbiage in there all the time of things that work for them and don't work for them. Find something, but you will send a message to everybody on that list, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I don't like to feel like things are copied and pasted. Anyone else get messages from people in other companies and you can very much tell that it was copied and pasted and you're like, oh, honey, I want to help you. And I do. I stop and I help those people. I'm like, are you open to some coaching? And yes, I would love to be added to your group, but I would love to also give you some feedback on what it felt like to get your message. And everyone's always super sweet and like, please, I don't know what I'm doing, which makes me so sad. And I'm like, you need to be an Isagenix because we are better. But anyways, send a message to your list, okay? And it does not have to be copy paste. Make it authentic. Is that going to mean it's going to take a little bit of extra time? Yes, but this is a good template, right? If you're not sure what to send somebody, why not this? But you can also tailor it and make it something different. But once you find a message that works for you, save it in a Google Doc. Save it somewhere so that you have it that you can refer back to and use and duplicate over and over again. All right, in your follow-up, this includes adding them to your team page, tagging them in relevant posts. So when you're following up with somebody and you know that they're interested, like for instance, I have a gal in one of my networking groups who really wants to do the 11-day detox. So we're throwing around some ideas of schedules and things like that with the holidays and traveling and all of that. I put her in Wellness Redesigned. I put her in the product page and I'm like, boom, tag this, tag that, tag this. But then I'm following up with her in a message thread. I'm like, okay, I'm going to tag you in these things. Here's what to look for. And I told her the 3 things I'm going to tag her in, right? That's that level of customer service that is so important. I think a lot of us miss that because you are running a business. I know sometimes it feels like a crazy hobby because of like how busy life is, but as much as you can pour intentional business principles and philosophies into this, you're going to see such a benefit from that, and people are going to take you more seriously and want to do life with you and want to support your business because it feels like a business they want to support. And so these are some really great guidelines. So within 24 hours of follow-up, you want to be touching them again, right? And then they answer. So no matter what, like this is encouraging you to be dripping on this person. This isn't like you follow up one time. We know, we hear the numbers thrown out all the time. It's somewhere between 7 and 16. It's different every time I hear it, but it's a lot of people, a lot of follow-ups that need to happen before someone's ready to say yes to themselves. Okay, that's what this is wanting to guide you through. But remember, if you're looking at this document and thinking, oh, I don't need this, you're thinking too small because you are going to bring people into your organization that do need this. You need to go first. So you go through this system, you go through system 1, you step by step, and I'll show you a glimpse of system 2, but we're going to cut the call off here in just a minute. But you going through system 1 means that you're a much more credible person, a much more credible leader to that person that you're bringing into this business and saying, I just did this. I'm going to show you how to do it too. And what pressure that's going to take off of you from them trying to duplicate everything that you're doing. Because not a single one of us can duplicate anyone else on this call. None of us can be duplicated. It's unfortunate, but this is going to make it so much more simple. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be available to you guys in Team Integrity. And then, I'm so sorry. I know some of you are like, wait, I want to see System 2 real quick. Okay, just so you know what System 2 is. System 2 is Achieving Manager and Creating Managers. Again, it's just taking you step by step on how to create managers, how to become a manager and create managers. I will do another training on this, maybe a Facebook Live, maybe a team call, but this is that next page in there. Okay, so this document is going to go on Team Integrity. Go in there like tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, download it, print it, have it. I have a paper copy. Jeff has a paper copy. Go through the system this week and just see what happens in your business. Okay, there's a million reasons to do this week, like I said, but real quick, I want to end the call with this. There's a couple things that I'm going to offer you guys for everyone who's on this call. If you're willing to go through this system this week, I will give you 30 minutes of my coaching time this week to go through the system with you, step by step. Or if there's one step that you're hesitating on, if you're like, oh, I've got steps 1 through 4 down, but 5 and 6 I'm really struggling with. Whatever it is that you really need, I will give you 30 minutes of my coaching time this week. And all you have to do is decide that this is what you want. You're just going to give this your all, just see how it's going to help your business. And if you're really, really ready, I want you to reach out to me with 3 times that work for you this week, and we'll make it happen. Okay? And I will pour into you, and we will walk through these steps, and we'll get through them together. Because now that I've done it, I'm like, I want to help everybody feel that almost like a sense of peace of like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can be so much more duplicatable when I have something tangible that I can hand to people. And I want that for you guys because my build felt so messy in the first couple of years because I just was trying to do a million different things that weren't really working. I mean, thank God I enrolled someone way smarter than me, like Amanda. She was very willing to just let me be someone who answered questions for her, and she figured it all out. But I wish I could have been like, Amanda, I love you and I honor your time more than you'll ever know. Boom, here's a system. And Isagenix has given that to us now, so I'm so grateful, and I want to make sure that you all have access to that. Okay, so 30 minutes of my coaching time this week where it's like just us. We'll be on a Zoom call, one-on-one. We're going to dig in hard. So if you want that, you reach out to me with 3 times that work for you this week. We'll make it happen. Also, we have a special gift from corporate. We have a bunch of free enrollment codes that expire this Friday. Cal has been so impressed with the amount of events that we've been doing and how our team's been plugging in, and we've been tagging him on Facebook as we're doing events and doing things all over the country from Seattle to, you guys weren't in Boston, Amanda, where were you? New Hampshire, Connecticut, somewhere on the East Coast.
Springfield, Mass.
Oh, it was in your hometown. Oh, I thought it was like I thought maybe you guys were like across state lines or something. But yes, over in Massachusetts. So from Washington to Massachusetts, we were doing so many events last week that Cal gifted our team with 30 free enrollment codes. We've already used some of them, but we do have some left, and we really want to make sure that these get utilized before they expire. So you guys, who do you know? Who do you know who's struggling, who needs cash before the holidays, who eats food, who's tired, right? Who do you know who you want to bless immensely? Let's reach out to them. You can use this system to do that. Let's reach out to them, share what you know with them, and let them decide. Because if they're ready right now, we can offer them free membership with 150 BV or more on their initial order. So I went in and placed some order. I'm like, okay, how easy is this really going to be? 150 BV, if they're ready to get started right now, that's like a holiday bundle with a couple extra shakes so they can do 2 shakes a day, some cleanse and some ionics. Boom, 150 BV. That's 2 shakes a day with some cleanse, ionics, some e-shots, and the new oil, the Season's Joy oil. Okay, 150 BV. Or if people are still doing their holiday shopping, right? We've still got a few more hours left in Cyber Monday. They can buy a bunch of gifts with this and get free membership and get all those discounts. Are you guys seeing the screenshots people are putting in of the discounts they're getting? People are saving more money than they're spending today. It's been incredible. But like Isodelites, eShots, the skincare, bars, we stocked up on a bunch of things we want to gift to people, like the people at our bank, the people that we do business with, that we use their services for. This is a really great opportunity for you guys to reach out to people, but you can also offer them free membership. What a blessing. All right. So that's what we have for you guys for tonight. I will post this. Like I said, I'm going to post this in Team Integrity in the file section so you can take a look at that. Cindy, was there anything on that you felt like would be really relevant or helpful for us to know?
No, just that, the whole reaching out to 10 people, and just like Rachel said, you've probably already done it if you've already gotten started, but that's what Kathy Coover did with her brand new people. She was like, get me your list of 10 within 48 hours. The first week she had that list in her hand, and then she reached out. And just like Rachel said, guys, the whole thing with Isagen has been an evolution from the beginning. And when I got started too, I was like, Joni, just give me the system. Show me the system. Like, what do I say? What do I do? Like, what are the steps? And we've never really had it be just that simple. Like Rachel is saying, like, I didn't have that to give Rachel either. I mean, we're just kind of, even though I'd already built this incredible, successful business, it was just me meeting people face to face and sharing it with girlfriends that were sharing it with friends that were sharing it with friends that were sharing it with friends. All of that's good. Obviously, it's very effective. But when you have a system that can create just ease and function, duplicatability, and just keep it simple for people, then you can show people how they really can build this in the pockets of their time. And they can create a viable income source. And one thing that I would say too, I mean, there are crazy discounts today. I know spur of the moment, I mean, you're not going to just pull somebody out of your hat with a value pack, but the value pack, you get free shipping. That's going to save them $40. It's over $200. You're going to save like $150 on that pack. Same with the 30-day. You're going to save all your shipping and stuff. So, I mean, it's amazing things. The other thing I would say is, teach people to eat a better breakfast and put their body to bed on protein through the holidays. Have a perfect meal for breakfast, a shake, and at night take some Isopro, get the Belly Buster bundle with the 2 shakes, and then add a couple things like a Cleanse and Ionics at 150 BV. Doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and get them started, and just show them, guys, if they did that with 10 friends that, and help them find at least 2. I mean, you want 10 friends that find 10, but seriously, they can earn $3,000, $4,000 by New Year's. 10 friends, teach them to eat the food, eat a better breakfast, put their body to bed on protein, and teach at least 2. Get them to executive. That's what it is. There's $3,000 on the table, so they can have a cash Christmas, not a credit card Christmas.
I love that so much. And so you guys, if you have anyone who's ready to get started this week, or when you do, because there are people who are ready to get started, you just haven't asked them the question yet, right? So when you find those people, you can reach out to me, Amanda, Jacqueline, Jenny. Like, we all have access. We have these codes. They're all in a document that we're just tracking to make sure that there's, it's not getting messy. But reach out to somebody and just say, hey, I have someone ready to get started, and we'll make sure that you guys get set up with a free code for them, okay? But it's really important that you're asking those questions and loving on people. And I know, especially like this time of year, it can feel like there's so much going on. Trust me, like, my brain has not stopped buzzing in a while. Like, we're about to have a baby and it's the holidays and it's just craziness. But there are people out there struggling and praying for what you have right now. And like, how simple does Cindy just make it? Teach them to eat a healthier breakfast and go to bed on protein. And then they can make an extra beat. And just from that and teaching other friends to do the same, they can make an extra $3,000 to $4,000 before the end of the year. I don't know a single family who doesn't need that right now. Right? And it's not building a business, right? They can, but that's not what you're asking them to do. You're asking them to trust you, right? And a lot of us have a hard time asking people to do that. Just say, hey, do you trust me? I care about you. I want to show you what I know. And just have that kind of posture, and then show them what you know. And they might say no, and that's okay. They also might say yes, and that's exciting too. So we're so excited. Look for this in the group. I'm going to go post it right now, because I know a bunch of you want to print it. And if you want to do that coaching stuff with me this week to go through this together, reach out to me. Let's set that up. Thank you, Cindy and Mike, so much for your guys' time tonight. Thank you, Amanda, for helping out with the event stuff. And we will see you guys all next week. Love you guys.